Let the ads go through. All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to Brothers Underwater Recovery. Tonight we have a special guest on here. We're going to be talking about the Andi Wagner case that we're going to be going on Saturday, the 22nd. So I'm going to bring him in and introduce him. So I'm not sure if you guys have met him yet or not. So we'll bring him in. So this is Front Porch America off of TikTok. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what you got going on. And
yeah, so especially if you follow the TikTok, my Front Porch America page, we have been planning this search. We have gained permission finally after a couple of months of trying to figure out how we can get permission to search these certain areas that is pretty much of interest to us anyway.
Yeah, we was actually up there, a couple weeks ago or so, and did a little bit, but we had a whole lot of places that we couldn't search.
Right. So, and even though we weren't able to search that day, we still kind of got a general feeling of the area. And, in one of my videos, I talk about how eerie it felt driving into that area. So the good thing about that is we kind of know where we're going. And a better thing is we have somebody coming along that knows that area really, really well, has some key points and places for us to actually start in. There's a couple of places that we're going to start in that we'd like to start in first that are, I don't know what you want to call them, a hot point of interest.
Hot spots.
A couple of hot spots. And then what we'll do is we'll work those. Now, on this particular area and this particular piece of property, the property owners, it's a large corporation, and it took a little while to get permission. And we can't have everybody out there on it walking around searching it. They're not going to allow that. They're going to allow myself and Brothers Underwater Recovery, Ronnie, and Narc Divers to do what we need to do. But there is still bluegrass wildlife area that we need to search. And
so Narc Diver is not going to be there.
Okay, he's not going to be able to come. So it's just going to be basically me and you. Okay. Well, that's fine. That'll still work out. I think we got some other people that we may be able to. Actually, I had a gentleman today say, hey, if we need another boat with a sonar,
absolutely.
They may be available.
If it's an air-up boat, then absolutely.
Yeah, and I've got to reach out to the corporation, the guy that I spoke to at the corporation there, make sure it's going to be okay, because we each have a agreement that we've got to sign.
Right.
And Ronnie, you know how this process goes if we find anything and things like that. I know Andy's mom, Elaine's going to be there, some family members, from what I understand, friends, supporters. And again, we're not trying to keep you away from it, but we can't allow you to be on that property. But if you want to line...
This is one of those properties to where it is almost impossible to be able to get on it and search it without going to jail.
Right, absolutely.
So and you've come through with that as far as getting us permission. Yeah. But we have to literally tell them every acre that we're going to be on. We have to tell them when we're on that acre.
We have to give them exact locations of where we want to search, which we have freedom to search that entire property, every single bit of waterway on that property. And then if we decide to do a land search, we can do that as well. But what we're going to focus on, obviously,
there's probably like 15, 20 strip pits.
Man, there's several bodies of water, but there are, from this other guy that I've been speaking to, and I'm not sure if he wants to throw his name out there yet. He's really familiar with these areas. He's previous law enforcement, and he's pretty familiar with that area. We'll leave it at that. Now, if he says it's okay to throw his name out there, then we can do that, obviously. But we're not going to do that now because I haven't got that permission. But he's a big asset for us. I got permission for him to be on there as well, and Andy's mom. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to hit every single body of water we possibly can Saturday. We don't know what it's going to turn out. We don't know what it's going to turn up. Ronnie, you know more, probably doing this on a daily basis. These kind of things are tough to do.
Yes.
Hopefully we get some targets to dive on. And our main goal is to bring Andi home.
Yeah, absolutely. At
And
the end of the day, that's what we're there for.
Yeah, and it's been long enough. It's. I think if we continue to push this case out there and continue to bring it to everybody's attention, I think there's going to be more things that's going to come to light. There's, people will start talking more, I believe. But so, obviously we definitely have to have the blow up the inflatable boats type to get into these places. We're not going to, if there's crop fields, we're not going to destroy the crop fields. So we may have to pack the boat a little ways. I don't know what we're going to get into. I think most of them has.
We also have a drone that's going to be coming. So
okay.
I have my big giant drone that, so.
Okay.
Anyway, let me say hi to everybody. Miss Diane, Debbie, Corey. What's going on, guys? Thanks for joining us. Lacey. How's everybody tonight? So just kind of a little small recap. We are talking about the Andi Wagner case. She went missing, what was it?
August of
last
year.
Month on the 6th? Oh, last year.
Well, last year on the 6th.
Okay.
And there hasn't been a lot of information on whereabouts. There's been so many speculations of what happened to her, where she was the last time, and Andi's mom has tried to get that information. If we had a phone ping that, we could get a general direction.
I mean, that would help a lot.
But obviously it's an open investigation, an open case, and they're not going to release that information to us. Now I have worked with some law enforcement that would give us that information, but I mean,
after a year though, they would. I mean, I know it's still an open case, but you should be able to get a little more information on it.
So, I think if we maybe done an open record request, we may be able to gain some of that access. And I'm going to talk to Andi's mom about doing that on, because she is the mom to Andi, obviously, and maybe she can get somewhere. But I know since it's been turned over to the FBI, it's a little tougher. Once it goes federal, it's a lot harder to get that information. But again, I just really feel like if we continue to just do what we do, just nothing else, we're clearing these areas for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
We know she's not here.
We'll know where she's not.
Exactly. So that's our end goal is to bring her home, for that closure for her mom and family. So it's going to be a busy day Saturday. There's a lot of people that are wanting to be involved, and we want all the help we can get.
So we have some other areas that's not private.
Yes.
That we could have searchers come out on, like if anybody's got a drone or.
I think what we're going to have to do, Ronnie, is I think we're going to have to split these teams up, right?
So
the bluegrass.
We'll meet there first with them and get them started.
Yeah. So that's what we'll, and I don't know the regulations on the Bluegrass Wildlife Management Area. I don't think you can have ATVs or anything like that. So it's going to be a lot of walking. So, obviously if you're going to be in on that part, you want to wear boots and your pants and bring your mosquito spray and, all that.
I know you can have horses, but on wildlife.
Yeah. And I'm not familiar with the Indiana laws. I'm more familiar with the laws here in Kentucky. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a busy day for everybody that's involved. And if for some reason they don't want to get involved in the bluegrass part of it, they're more than welcome to come to where we are and line the county road. That county road is public property. As long as they're not hindering passing vehicles or traffic, let it be known that we're out here searching. That's our whole goal. And there's so many people supporting this cause.
Bring if anybody's got any flyers, they can hand out flyers. Cars going down the road.
Right. Yeah. And that's something else, you can do. Just anything to get that word out. When people see us come in, and we're starting something. I just feel like something is going to happen. Something somewhere is, maybe we get a different lead. Maybe it's a completely different lead. And a lot of times that'll happen to throw you off of what you're on. But I really, after speaking to this other gentleman, I feel like this is a really good lead. And the reason why I say that is, from the beginning, since I've been involved in this, Ronnie, it's coming back to the exact same thing over and over. There's a few sporadic leads that say she's here or she was here, but in general, when you decipher all this mess of leads and tips, it comes back to this general one story, right? And usually when that happens, there's got to be some credibility to it, right? Was she there at one time? She very well could have possibly been. Did they move her? That's a possibility too. I've seen that happen in different cases.
And even this property, didn't they say that they had found like 3 bodies in the span of 8 or 10 months?
Yeah, it was
on their property.
Like 3 or 4 bodies in the span of 8 or 10 months. The gentleman was like, I don't really want to give the details just in case we got somebody out there, But yeah, there were some other things found as well. And he was like, I'm glad you finally got a hold of me. This if you don't find her, we don't even know what we're gonna find. Hell, we may even find a car in one of them. You never know. It's a
never know.
area.
I mean, that one has gravel roads right beside it, so I mean, there's possibility there could be a vehicle in there.
Yeah, and there's no telling what people throw out there to get rid of. So, and people's got to understand and respect not only what we do, but for Andy's mom, Elaine, her privacy on, if for some reason something is found, we're not going to know right off the bat. This is going to, if we do find something, it's going to have to be sent off to be tested, right?
Yes, it's going to have to be DNA tested after a year.
A great ending to this would be she pops up somewhere because they've held her for a year. Sex trafficking is huge up in that Evansville area now. Evansville, Owensboro starting to hit it. Paducah's hitting it. All of our surrounding towns, and probably some towns over there where you're at as well. And that's been the case in some of these missing people reports. And what's disturbing is the internet is blowing up right now. TikTok's blowing up. All your social media is blowing up with this recent case in Alabama with this girl who claimed to be abducted, but now they're finding out that she possibly may not have been. It was a ploy. So, that kind of hurts our credibility and it hurts our case, because that gets people thinking, well, what if this is fake too? But we're here to tell you this is the real deal. This is not fake. And we are pouring every asset that we have, and your time. You don't get paid to do this. I don't get paid to do this. I'm actually working right now. And, I'm constantly, I'm in contact with Elaine almost every day. And with other people as well. And I try to stay in contact with you. I know if a week goes by and I don't hear from you, I'll send you a text, say, hey, this is whatever. But
and that's me. I'm working now, so it's kind of on the weekend type thing. But I couldn't do it full time because the funds wasn't coming in. So I've been working and getting the funds to do it. Right. Hey, Miss Paula.
And that's another thing, we both have jobs that we have to go through. And, I recently left my last position to have more days off during the week. Now I'm working every other weekend on my rotation, but it's not as, I get 3 days off in a row. I work 2, off 2, work 3, off 3. So, it's not a bad gig. But I left it so I can focus more on that. And I'm actually in the process of another move. I've actually applied for a job at the police force, hopefully going to the academy soon, because of this case, because it's so close. I've done a lot of missing people in the last job I was in, and we find them, and it's it's satisfying. But this one here is so intriguing about how somebody can just go missing just like that and nothing, and that's where you come into play, because you've been a great asset for me back in the last job in our county. And I want to utilize people like you that do this for free. Depend on your viewers, depend on the generous donations of people to say, hey, we support your cause because what you're doing has to be done. It needs to be done.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't be where we're at or being able to do what we do without, the
Right.
donations and the support, behind it. Just people watching the videos and liking the videos and things like that.
And the only thing great that would come out of this case is if we found her. But a great aspect of this case is after this one, after we've done everything we possibly can, whether we find her or, we just deplete all of our resources. And we're not going to give up either. We'll continue to search until we just absolutely can't search anymore. But I'm going to move on to some other cases eventually. There's more people in Evansville area that's gone missing and nothing, man. So
hey, I've got 2 folders that you can help me with.
Yeah, I mean that's with my especially
they're everywhere.
Future, I'll be able and that's the craziest thing, Ronnie, is if somebody wants to go missing, they can go missing. If somebody wants somebody missing, they can make it happen. We're seeing it, and with today's technology, it doesn't make any sense. There's so much forensics and Elaine talks about how law enforcement, she doesn't feel law enforcement's helped her, hasn't worked the case like she feels like they should have.
Hey, Carol, Alley Cat. Hey, babe, Alley Cat's on here finally.
And that may be the case, but then it takes people like us to bring that case back to light, put the heat back on that case. So you're bringing Rex Saturday?
So I don't want to stop you or nothing, but any of y'all that are watching, there is actually a Facebook page, Where is Andi? So any of you guys that want to keep up with this case and be more in depth of what's going on with this case, and if you want to donate to Gloria, which is Andi's mom, correct?
Elaine.
Ain't that her name? Oh, Elaine. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Elaine. Okay.
Yeah.
Donate to her, help her out, then go over there and join that group on Facebook. So, all right, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine, and cut me off anytime if you want to say anything. But you're planning on bringing your dog, correct, Rex?
Yes, I'm bringing Rex.
Okay. And again, you go to these places that are so secluded, you never know what you're going to find there, and your experience is just like mine. I've been on a mission to look for this and end up finding something else, and it kind of turns into a whole different aspect of things. But again, Saturday, there's a lot of people wanting to help, and we need that help. We're not turning anybody away, but we're going to have to approach it a little different.
Okay. So Ashley, my wife there, just posted the link to the Facebook group.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
Can you see messages?
No, I cannot. Let's see here. I can't see anything. Let me see. If I pull up chat.
You may have to just go to comments, but.
Yeah, I go to comments. It kind of takes my camera. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I can see them now. So, all right, I'll just join the chat there.
So with this drone that I have, the batteries are like $75 a piece.
Right.
I've got one bad battery, and then one battery only runs about 30 minutes of flight time.
Yeah.
And so we got about, and it takes about 8 hours to charge.
Yeah. Well, we can, should be able to get it up 5 minutes on each place. Should tell us what we need to know. And I have some pretty good mapping stuff from my last job that I still have access to, so that I paid for myself. And it tells a lot of information, landowners, property lines, things like that. So that'll kind of keep us out of trouble. So, we don't want to get on somebody's property that we don't have permission on, because it's a big deal for me. I don't like to go somewhere that I don't have permission, because then that ruins everything for everybody, and this other gentleman, I think, that I was speaking about earlier, has some contacts and some land that we can also kind of join up on if it comes to that point. But again, I think, with this new information that we've got a couple of hot spots that we want to check out. So, I mean, it only makes sense to start in those two places first, because it's going to be a long day. We're gonna be out there as long as we can get out there and do this. And again, if you want to come out and support us and Andy's mom, Elaine, you're more than welcome to do that. Hopefully we can get some people walking the banks of the Bluegrass Wildlife Management Area. There's water, little pits and things there. If you come across something, take a picture of it. Surely they'll have contact where they can, get that picture to us. And we'll talk to everybody. We'll see all who shows up and kind of talk to everybody on that morning. So.
Absolutely. So
yeah.
The lake across the road where everybody goes and everybody fishes and all that.
Yeah.
And puts boats in and all that. We could have that searched, right?
What's that?
Or is that part of it?
Where we were going to... Oh, the one across the road.
Where I tried to back my truck in the water. Yeah.
That's part of it. Yeah.
Oh, so that's part of it.
But the place on the other side is where we want to. There's two little places on the other side where that big one is. We're gonna definitely hit that big one. But there's two smaller ones that have come up in some serious conversations with some people that I think we need to check out right off the bat, and then we can move over. And they're not as big as the one on the other side of the road. So, it'll still take us a little while, but it won't take us as long. So, and then, the process. So I'll let you explain that process. If we do find something, obviously you're going to dive on it, locate it, tag it. And what is that process?
Okay, so if we do find something that's of concern or of interest, we will. I'll dive on it, and then either confirm it or it not be it. Nothing will be touched.
Right.
If it is confirmed, then you'll get a hold of your people. We'll get a hold of the law enforcement. They'll bring everything that they need out. If they got their own divers, more than likely they'll bring them out.
Right.
The coroner, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then, we'll go from there.
Right. So, if for some reason we do find some remains or something, that it kind of turns into a crime scene at that time.
Yes, absolutely. It's a crime scene. So everybody, but like me or you, or
right.
that's been first responders or something like that, will need to get out of get out of the area. Everybody will get out of the area.
That I would like to ask, just everybody that does show up, is just if law enforcement comes,
don't hover around them.
Yeah, be respectful of them. Let them do their job. We have permission to be on this property. I've got his phone number, so he said, and I think he's actually going to be there because we got to sign some waivers for him, for the company. But just be respectful of that, and come if you want to come and show your support for Elaine and her family and Andy. That's great too.
Yes.
And just kind of get a firsthand account of what we do, what we're doing and how we're doing it. I'm doing a lot of the back end work as to where, you're doing the more hands-on in depth, let's look kind of things, even though, I have sonar training and all that, I'm really good.
I might put your butt in the boat with me then.
And that's fine. I'll do whatever needs to be done. And the good thing about this is, Ronnie, most of these waterways are super clear.
Yes.
Right? So we're not talking about the Ohio River muddy where you can't see in front of your face. We're talking about you have a good visual of what is there. Now, unless it rains heavy and stirs a bunch of sediment up or something, and of course we won't know that until the day we get there. But I can't lie to people. I'm nervous about this. I'm scared about this. Because you never know what you're going to find. And as bad as
Well,
we
you
want to
never know
find
what you're going
Andi,
to run into either. You don't
exactly.
know
Yeah.
if the person that did away
Yeah.
with her is going to show up. You don't
Yeah, and
know.
if that's the case, and another thing, what makes this case so hard, Ronnie, is we're not 100% sure that's what happened. The
Right.
stories that we've heard kind of line up to that, but we can't say this person did it, this person.
No.
There's people of interest, and I'm not sure they have suspects, right? And that's a big difference. A lot of people say, "Oh, well, that's a person of interest. They must have." That's not how it goes. A person of interest is basically somebody that may know something, was there, heard somebody talk about it. It's just kind of like a witness, basically. And it takes it a little bit farther as, okay, you're a person of interest. We want to talk to you. We know that you may be involved that way. As to where they're a suspect.
Yeah, and that's
Okay.
not us. That's law
No.
enforcement that would want that.
Yes.
We don't care who or how or
Yes.
why or what. We just want to know where.
Right. And that's
it.
It's not that we don't care about that, but that's not our job. Our job is to
ours
find
is
her,
just
bring
to find
home,
her and then let law enforcement take over to do it.
Yes. And then, at the end of the day,
let them do their job.
Yeah. At the end of the day, everybody, we just want to get her home for closure. I can't imagine, just like the Charles Mills case there where I live, going that, she's been missing.
Fishing and Freedom, what's up, buddy? Hey, I don't mean to stop you. And
no, you're good.
Not really the right time, but Fishing and Freedom is probably the first other YouTuber that him and his buddy, I can't think of his, Donnie, I think it was, Donnie Outdoors or something like that. If you could put his name on here, that'd be awesome. Fishing and Freedom. But anyway, we was going on a search in Missouri, and we met these guys at the boat ramp while we were launching. Really cool guys. They got both got YouTube channels and everything. So
nice.
You guys go check them out if you want to, like fishing and all that kind of stuff. But really do appreciate them guys. Donnie Stone Outdoors. So yeah, you guys go check, Fishing and Freedom and Donnie Stone Outdoors.
Yeah, I'll definitely check them out myself.
Stone Outdoors, my bad.
But yeah, that's and again, a big, huge thanks to your viewers and your.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's really important. So actually, Andi's mom, I think, is ecstatic, that everybody's kind of, this case has come alive again, so to speak. But, I can't imagine going a year. I couldn't imagine, like I was saying, Charles Mills' family been missing since 2016 with no information whatsoever, what they go through every day. And that's our goal. That's our purpose.
Michael Mills.
Yes. Yeah. Charles is, I think, his dad. Yeah. James Michael. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. There's so many.
James,
I know so many of them.
Michael Mills. Yeah, we've actually done. Okay, so just a small recap. Shawnee Holler Outdoors. We're talking about the upcoming search for Andi Wagner. What's up, Mary? With Front Porch America on TikTok. You guys go check him out as well. He'll have a bunch of little videos and stuff coming out with, updates and different things, as I will too, now that we're on TikTok and YouTube. So we're trying to get help together to go do a better search, but it's going to be on a different property than what we're on, because the property that we're going to be on is almost impossible to get on. And I don't know if you want me to say your real name or not.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So Rick, he was able to acquire the permission that we needed to get on this property. And there's about 20 different strip pits on this property. It's huge. Anybody got a drone, anybody that's got a air up boat and sonar, we can get, hurry up and get permission for you to be there. Even cadaver dog, if you've got a cadaver dog, reach out.
Yeah, and that's that's the thing with this location we're going to be going to. You can't put a regular boat in. You've got to have something you can pack, a canoe, a kayak, something. But you're going to have to have the sonar in order to see anything.
Yeah, a good sonar.
I mean, I guess if you could spend all day and had several people, you can blind dive, but that would just be, in my opinion, a wasted resource because you're just diving. I mean, there's no telling what we're going to find, so it may not be a bad thing anyway. But again, the good thing is, like I said, these places are pretty clear. Though you can see the bottom pretty far out on some of these places, and if we get a big rain,
and
may
you
muddy
may
it
be
up
able to even put up the drone. May even be able to put up the drone and see something down in there, because didn't she have like a pink shirt on or something?
I don't, and this is sad. I can't remember exactly. I've read so many different things, and it's all kind of jumbled up. And I've really been focused on locations and kind of not what she's wearing. And we'll get that updated to make sure we're right. But it was something of bright color, I felt like.
It was something pink. I couldn't remember if it was like shorts or if it was a shirt.
Yeah, maybe a pink tank top, maybe, I think. And I'll get that.
So if there's anybody in here, Frankie, orange shirt and jeans.
Okay, so a bright, so an orange shirt. Thank you, Frankie, for that.
So that's something that we needed to be aware of. When I put the drone up, fly over a spot,
Well, even when you're diving, we definitely need to make sure we know what we're looking for, obviously, and we do that on the day of. But
what's up, William?
Man, you get so much information. I've gotten so much information over the last few months about this. Just everything is just jumbled up.
I'm glad this one's kind of on you, and you're doing the footwork on it. And
well, it's we're going to figure this out one way or the other. So I just feel like we're going to get an answer somehow, some way.
I've got stacks and stacks of files and things. I just had another family reach out to me last night. At 1 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
So, we're going to take that case as well. That's like 5 hours from our house.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, I may have to join in on you on some of those too. But yeah, we're pushing every asset we have to this, all of our free time. It's been tough, it's just, we have a lot of information, and a lot of that information circles back to the same story, which is a good thing, because in some of these cases you get leads that go out like freaking spider webs, but in this case,
and we had a case, and like the David Foster case, we was told by, I'm not going to mention who it was, but somebody got a lead on him that he was, put in a car compactor, and the car was smashed and it was taken off and all that kind of stuff. And, he was in a retention pond in the hospital. Come on, man. Why you got to put out stuff like that?
Right. And that, they do that to throw people off,
somebody's especially attention or something.
Well, so from my experience, you're getting close to something, you're stepping on toes when that kind of stuff comes out, when the stories start changing, the leads start changing, just like, that quick. But what's intriguing to me about this is,
what's up, TK?
It keeps coming back to the same story, right? Same story. Some of the people change here and there, but for the most part, with this new gentleman that we've been speaking to, Elaine and I've been speaking to, I feel pretty confident on the information he's given us.
Good deal.
So that's where we're at.
Does he have like inside information, or?
Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't.
And that's great if he does.
It's kind of obvious. I would say he has some kind of inside information. I think he's got friends in law enforcement. Maybe he's prior law enforcement. Kind of been in this industry for a while, kind of like I have, and you make those connections over time. And
absolutely.
I think we are, and I don't want to leak a lot of that information out.
No.
Just to kind of protect the credibility.
You never know who's watching this or who's going to watch it.
And you don't, and it's sad that people get on here or get on the Facebook page and try to, seek attention. I don't know, throw people off. I don't know what it is. When somebody's life is at stake.
AFK.
And it's not even Andi's life that's at stake. It's her mom. It's her sisters, because they live this every single day. The connections we have is what we're doing. We don't have that direct connection like they have. And that's what's so aggravating about me, is how despicable and cowardly these people are. That, you're big enough to take and do drugs. You're big enough to steal. You're big enough to gangbang or whatever it is, but you're not man enough to admit, hey, we fucked up. Sorry, I probably shouldn't use that word, but we screwed up.
Yeah.
I'll probably get you banned or something for that.
No, I mean, it's fine. It's just kind of a family-oriented channel as far as like cussing and smoking and drinking and all that stuff on here. It
pisses me. It's just like, it infuriates me that you're bad enough to do all these things. And if you are the one who did it and you're claiming you're a thug, claiming, come on then. Grow a pair.
Yeah.
You know what? We screwed up.
Grow a pair and
and again, we don't care who you are. We don't care who did it. We do. I mean, obviously we do, but we don't care. What we care about is getting her and bringing her home. That's what we care about.
Yeah.
I could care less. That's law enforcement's job.
Yeah, we'll 100%. Let law enforcement put your ass or your butt in jail.
You just help us go
for
get
what
her.
you did.
And if law enforcement can't find you afterwards, then so be it. Just let us bring her home. I mean, it's really that simple. They may say, "Oh, it's not that simple." No, it is that simple. Just let us bring her home.
It's very simple. We just want to bring her home and go to the next one.
That's it. So anyway, with that being said, that's where we're at. So Saturday morning, we're going to meet up at Bluegrass, the wildlife management area there, where they call it. I think they call it the pit. Kind of get a game plan together. Hopefully we get some people to kind of walk that area, check that area out. Again, if you guys want to come and be a part of where we're going to be at, we can give you that information then, but you'll have to stay on the county road, but you cannot, please don't block traffic. We don't want to cause any kind of ruckus to where law enforcement comes and runs you guys off that are there to support Elaine and her family. If we do any lives, it's not going to be, oh, we found this, we'll give you updates and stuff, but we're not going to give that information out.
We'll
let
them know that if we found remains or if we found something like that, but it's not going to be, with it being a year, or possibly, 5 years, depending on what we find out there.
Right.
There's no telling what we could find. We could find a fresh one. You never know.
And you never know. And there's nothing wrong with.
We will definitely update you guys to let you know if it's, if we found remains or whatever. But
basically how it's going. And like I said, we plan on being out there for a while.
Hey, Ringo.
So that's where we're at.
So Ringo is actually going to be coming up too.
Okay, nice. Good deal. Again, so Saturday morning we'll meet at Bluegrass Wildlife Management Area, where they call the pit, right off of 69 is where it was, I believe. I don't know that state road that it was on. I'm not familiar with that area very much at all. But it was just right up the road on the left. Yeah. We'll meet up before. And we'll just do that. That's our game plan. So if you want to be a part of this, you want to be involved, you want to show your support, be there at 8:00 at Bluegrass Wildlife Management there, on the outside of Evansville, Indiana. And we'll just go from there. We may even give a little more information at that time. So, because obviously we kind of will know who's there and if there's anything, what information we can share with them. We don't want to share a lot of information on here because, again, we never know who watches this, who shares it with whoever.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, there'll be a lot more information given out there than there is on here.
Yeah. So, I appreciate you having me on.
I appreciate you being on.
Coming on anytime.
Because you know more about this than I do. I mean, I went down there a little bit with you, and you've been in touch with the mom and all that. So
yeah, that's fine. So I'm gonna jump off here now. I got to do a little work. So
yeah, we're gonna end it anyway.
Okay, good deal. But yeah, we'll look forward to seeing everybody that wants to come Saturday. And if you can't make it, we will stream some live stuff on probably your YouTube channel, my TikTok channel, and we'll just go from there, man.
Absolutely.
Just pray for us, wish us the best, and we'll see what happens.
All right, brother.
All right, Ronnie. Y'all have a good night.
Thank all of you
guys. Yes, sir. Thank you, bud.
Later, bro.
Later, buddy.
Okay, guys, so I've got something that I want to talk to you about. We've got these in now. Window breakers. And what these are, a lot of you know. Anyway, you put it against your window in the corner of it, and it'll pop your window if you get caught in, water or anything like that. Drive your car in the water. It's got our logo on it. And it's got a seatbelt cutter. So if you go into my description, there is YouTube memberships or Patreon memberships. If you get on one of those, on one of the memberships, doesn't matter which one, for 2 months at least, unless you're in the higher tiers, of course, send us your address and we'll send you one of these for free. We've got yellow, blue, black, purple, put that up.
How?
With this. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. You ain't tall enough, are you?
No.
Oh, sorry about that. Let's see. Oh, and green.
No, it didn't even change anything, by the way.
That shows. That don't even show, but it's a green. What are you talking about?
I mean, when I knocked it down, it didn't change it.
Yes, it did.
No, it didn't. I'm watching it.
Yes, it did. Look. See the bottom corner? That's it.
I'm telling you.
It messes my screen up. But anyway. So yeah, if you guys want to help us out with this search or anything like that, donate to it. You can donate. What? Mary? Better quit. So, like I was saying, you can go to the Facebook page. They do have a GoFundMe going for Andi's mom and, different things that she needs help with. So, if you guys want to donate to that, please do. If you want to help us out with, fuel and eating or anything like that, all the links will be in my description. Anyway, we're going to get out of here. Thank you all for coming in. Loving each and every one of you. And until next time, stick with us, guys. We'll be having some updates.